Guys, welcome back to the training. So this one's gonna be really fun. We're gonna rip through this. You're gonna get a ton of value as again. All right, guys. So drinking plenty of water. Like, why is this actually so important for fat loss? Okay, so not drinking enough water is honestly, it's a freaking hack, guys. Like the biggest thing is actually regulating your hunger, because oftentimes people will just be hungry. They'll reach for a snack, but in fact, like the main thing is they're just super thirsty. So that's like the first thing that is like a really strong habit that we try to instill into all our clients. How can you make sure, especially if you're feeling snacky, like are you drinking enough water? Because if you're drinking enough water, you're just gonna feel fuller for a lot longer. And then if you're still hungry afterwards, then you're actually not eating enough. Okay, so water is crucial for fat loss. Obviously, it improves performance, like actual performance. Because if you're not actually hydrated, this literally makes you more tired. It suppresses your hunger, your appetite, which is super important because you can overconsume calories. It aids in fat breakdown. Like it's literally part of the fat loss cycle. It's called lipolysis, breaking down the fat. The process by which the body breaks down stored fat into fatty acid and glycerol for energy. Cool. Number 4, improves digestion. So staying hydrated improves your digestive system, makes it a lot more efficient, reduces any sort of irritation in the gut as well, prevents bloating. So yeah, this is really important, guys. How much water should you drink? We aim for around 2 to 3 liters, especially if you're exercising quite a bit. There's a formula for this you can read through, but honestly, like hitting 4 liters of water, super good. That's like what we try to get our athletes doing. What are ways you can increase your water intake? Start your day with water. Oftentimes, when you're breathing out carbon dioxide, which contains water. Right, you're breathing out all like the molecules. So the first thing you need to do is you actually need to hydrate yourself, because if you're sleeping for like 8+ hours, literally carbon dioxide is leaving your body, and you're just exhaling. All that exhale, you're gonna feel dehydrated first thing in the morning. Okay, so have like a glass of water right by your bedside or drinking bottle, and you can drink it first thing in the morning. Build that into your habit. You can drink before meals. This especially will help you reduce the amount of overconsumption that you're gonna have in the meals. Step number 3: have a big water bottle. Personally, I look for the biggest water bottle because I for some reason, if I just like run out of water, I'm not gonna like go instinctually fill it up. I'd rather just have a really big water bottle and just carry it around everywhere. Number 4, oh my god, this is a cheat code, guys. This thing makes it so that I drink water all the time because it's so tasty. I personally like this flavor and the blueberry one, super good. And when I noticed that whenever I start having this type of flavored water, which is 0 calories, by the way, I drink so much more water. Another thing you can do is set hydration reminders. So throughout the day, you can set little alarms. I know there's like apps out there that actually helps you do that. I personally don't do this because I just drink so much water throughout the day, which makes me pee, but it's a good thing to pee. So how does drinking water actually regulate hunger? Let's talk about it. Well, water acts as a natural appetite suppressant. By drinking water before meals or when you feel hungry, you can better manage your calorie intake. This is like the big thing for fat loss, overconsumption in calories. So next time you feel hungry between meals, drink a glass of water first. If you're still hungry 10, 15 minutes later, then it's probably actually you're hungry and you're not eating enough, right? Otherwise, it's probably just you're thirsty or you're just bored. So water is super important for exercise, for performance specifically. Like dehydration can literally make you feel fatigued. I don't know if you've ever been in like a part of a sauna. You just feel super drained afterwards because of the heat, but probably the big part of that is simply because you're sweating all of it out, right? You're feeling dehydrated. And so drink water before, during, and after workout. Aim for 8 to 10 ounces every 15, 20 minutes during exercise, especially if you're sweating a lot. So here's something that I want to have a quick look at. So this is part of a training that we give to our clients. But when people say, hey, Dex, like, what did I have for breakfast today? Well, I had a coffee, right? Depending on the type of coffee that you have, you can have something like this, which could be potentially like, if you just put all the stuff in there, like heavy cream, XYZ, it could be like 400 calories. Now, compare that to something like this. I'm just going to pull up a picture. This here could be potentially like 10 calories, 20 calories. And you can add some sweeteners in there. If you're really craving like, the cream side of things, almond milk, it's like 80 calories per 125 milliliters. So it's like a really easy way. It tastes really similar, but people tend to, when they say, oh, I'm not having enough coffee, this could be like literally 300 or 400 calories, which is equivalent to like, I think it was like 2 Big Macs or 2 junior chickens or something like that, big chickens. So it's like, you want to be able to manage your calories better and swap out smartly. Smartly, is that a good word? Anyways, smartly, right? So having choices is really important. It's like, yeah, you can have coffee over consumption of this, or you can actually have something that will help you suppress hunger because caffeine's a stimulant. It's going to make you feel less hungry. And this is like probably like barely any sort of calories in here. So making these smart choices is really like the secret towards like making this a very sustainable process. And you want to ensure that you replace any of these like soda, fruit juices, sugary coffees with water, with just like black coffee or something like that. That way, it just reduces your ability to over consume extra calories, because when you drink this, you're still hungry afterwards, right? You're still gonna have something. And so when people are like, "Hey Dex, like I barely eat anything. I barely ate anything all day." It's like, well, you had like four of these. You had like three of these drinks, and each drink of this is like 300 calories. So eventually, if you had like three of them, it's like almost 1,000 calories worth of like drinking. You don't feel full from it, right? So the very actionable thing you can do is just stop drinking this or have less of this and replace it for, I guess, like more calorie friendly options. So here's another thing about dehydration. It's really important to recognize signs of dehydration, obviously, because this can impact your fat loss process. So this is regarding your urine. If your pee is like dark yellow or amber, that means you're feeling a bit thirsty. If you're actually feeling thirsty or you need some water, if you're feeling thirsty or you're having a dry mouth, time for water. Feeling fatigue, sluggishness, dizziness, headache, dry skin. These are signs and symptoms of dehydration. So again, check the color of your urine. Ideally, make sure it's pretty pale yellow. I know it's talking about pee right now, but it's quite important because then you can start to understand like whether or not you're drinking enough water. And if you're drinking enough water, chances of you overconsuming your calories is very minimal. Okay, so this is your final thoughts on fat loss for water for fat loss. If you drink enough water, it's really, really powerful, guys. Don't sleep on this. In fact, like we got UFC fighters like drinking so much water, especially during their cut, right? Because it basically curbs hunger level and it boosts overall health, right? By making these small changes like drinking water before meals, carrying a water bottle, replacing sugary drinks, you can significantly increase your water intake, thus reducing your calorie intake, thus supporting your fat loss journey. So staying hydrated, keep you healthy, aids digestion, helps you feel fuller throughout the day. Start building these habits into your routine, and you're going to see a lot of short-term and long-term benefits to your weight loss and your overall health, guys.